It's time for the Freedom in 5 Minutes podcast. Powerful and liberating business strategies you can start in 5 minutes or less. Now, here's your host, Dean Soto.
Hey, this is Dean Soto, founder of freedomin5minutes.com and prosulum.com, prosulum.com. And we're here again with another Freedom in 5 Minutes podcast episode. Today's topic is this: stop hypnotizing yourself into being fearful. That and more coming up. Good morning. Luna Meister's out there. She's out there somewhere. Where are you doing, Luna? You hunting a fox? I don't know. Once again, we are out on the land, enjoying the day. It's a good morning. Got my coffee. Got my sugarless coffee. Man. Not going to have sugar until, I have sugar on Sundays, but the rest of the time is a sugar-free week until April, late April 20-something, I think 26 or something like that. Have another jiu-jitsu tournament. Want to be in tip-top shape. You know how that is. You know how it is. And, so if you have not subscribed to the podcast, go to Google, type in Freedom in 5 Minutes podcast, and your favorite app, maybe Apple Podcasts, might be Spotify, might be whatever, Stitcher, don't know. Go there, subscribe. You're going to love it. It's going to be great. It's amazing. So go check that out. So, I have this friend, we'll just call this person a friend, who's near and dear to me. And this friend has a lot of talent. Lots of hidden talents in general. And he, for a long time, has been able to use those talents in various ways to make money for himself and his family. But one of the things that is very unique about him is that whenever I see him, he is watching the news of some sort. That's his thing. He watches the news hours a day. And on the news, usually it's something about President Trump, whether you like him or you hate him. Usually it's something about how evil and horrible he is. And if it's not about President Trump, it's about whatever is going wrong in the world. It might be coronavirus. It might be SARS, SARS. It might be H1N1. How many different things have we had in the last decade? Bird flu, SARS, swine flu, mad cow disease, whatever it might be. It might be one of those things. The ozone layer is leaving. The ozone layer is coming back. The ice caps are melting. The ice caps are coming back. The world's going to end. And he watches this for hours and hours and hours and hours. And whenever I see him and I visit him and we talk, and inevitably the conversation turns to one of those topics, a doomsday topic, a topic whether it's political, economic, health, whatever it might be. It is the end of the world. The world is over. And this has been happening for the last 2 decades. Oh, man. It's been happening for at least the last 2 decades. So this impending doom, these conversations, literally the same conversations just about every time we talk, they echo and they repeat over and over and over again that that soon some terrible disaster, some catastrophe is going to come. And so we'll be talking about family, we'll be talking about whatever. And then all of a sudden it's like, did you hear what Trump did? Did you hear what he did? And for me, I typically, for me, I'm like, not really. Oh, well, he said that he contacted the Martians, and the Martians contacted him back, and we're all doomed. They're going to invade anytime soon. Anytime soon, they're going to invade. Oh, well, that sucks. Oh, you don't care about it, do you? You don't care about the Martians coming. No. Right now, I'm actually caring about my chickens. I want to start breeding some chickens, and I just finished my cat house, and need to be getting some cats, so that we can start getting rid of some of these rodents. Oh, well, just pay attention. You got to be informed. You have to, and that's what he says whenever I say that. You got to know what's going on in the world around you. And then, and I'm like, oh, yes, like the nuclear holocaust that was supposed to happen for the last 50 or 60 years, or swine flu, or H1N1, or whatever. Well, that's only because we averted those disasters. Those, if we didn't know what was going on, if we didn't know what the television was telling us, that black box that I watch, if we didn't actually know that was a possibility, it would have been a disaster. And it's over and over and over again, literally the same thing, to the point where it affects family life. It affects life with his relatives. And so what's happening every day is that rather than building, rather than growing, rather than being productive, and trust me, I used to fall for this a lot. I used to watch so much television. Oh my gosh. Literally just programmed every day. Every day, this hour of nonsense, and you might be thinking, well, Dean, come on, coronavirus, that's not nonsense. That's not nonsense. That's a real thing. And Kobe getting struck by lightning 15 times. Like, I know he died in a helicopter crash, supposedly, so-called helicopter crash. But the likelihood of that happening, getting struck by lightning 15 times with millions of helicopters out there, all of the helicopters grounded prior to that, and they shouldn't have been out there in the first place. I don't know. Call me a conspiracy theorist. I don't care. The likelihood is very, very slim. Now, if I were a famous person that couldn't walk down the street without being hassled every single day, every single minute of every single day, I would probably fake my death too. I know you're probably thinking, you're probably spiraling, saying, oh, Dean's crazy. He's crazy, I tells you. But that's what I believe. And, social pressure, all that other stuff, don't care. The facts are more on my side anyway. The likelihood is extremely, extremely. Just go watch the interview of the wife, of the husband of the wife, who, the very first interview he did as he was sitting down, he's wearing sunglasses. And tell me, just want to ask yourself, why does he laugh so much during that interview? If his wife, I know if my wife just died, I would be distraught. I wouldn't even interview. You kidding me? I'd be like, leave me alone. I'm grieving. I haven't even gone to the funeral yet. You kidding me? Don't talk to me. Talk to me in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, a month. There's no way. Like, get away from me. But he's there chuckling away. So anyway, you take that for what it is. That's your daily dose of conspiracy. All right. So, so here's the deal is that every day you're getting fed, he's getting fed this daily dose of fear, and that translates into a lot of his interaction with family. Don't travel to this place. Oh, by the way, like the best places to travel whenever the news is saying don't go to this place, it's the best place. It's best time to travel because it's like the cheapest, and you can get so many deals. And I won't say that the reports are totally fake, but a lot of the times they are. The news has to have something, right? There's been several times where I've traveled when it was supposed to be dangerous or supposed to be, dumb to do, and got some amazing smoking deals, and wasn't at all what they say. Anyway, okay, let's get back. This is not conspiracy in 5 minutes. This is freedom in 5 minutes. So anyway, so he goes and it just affects a lot of what he does. So traveling. What to eat, what to buy, what to wear, who to talk to, how to talk, what to say, what not to say. All of these things are affected in his mind. And so when I talk to him and I visit him, it becomes a point where you can tell that he's almost paralyzed. And I was the same way. I was paralyzed when I was younger. I used to think that, man, we were going to get nuked by Russia. We were going to get nuked by whomever, because now we have these intercontinental ballistic missiles, and the earthquake in California is going to take out half of California on the San Andreas Fault. The Bermuda Triangle, you can get lost in there. I used to think about all these things. I used to get so afraid, and it would keep me from doing certain things, even whether it's directly or indirectly. That's not a fun place to be. So, why is this important? It's important because we have to, as business people, as husbands and wives, as people who are building legacies, we have to be very careful what type of fear we bring into our world, into our mind. Because there are a lot of people who live off of fear. And there's a lot of people who make a lot of money off of fear. I'm not going to say anything, but it's very good branding for Corona now that this virus came out, right? It's very good. It's very good from a medical, pharmaceutical sales point of view to have masks being sold, right? I even have some friends who have jumped on board that bandwagon and have been making money, right? Now, I'm not going to say that's a conspiracy, but there are people who profit off of fear. There are people who profit off of fear. There are organizations, governmental organizations that profit off of fear. Even the whole, this day and age with terrorism and so on and so forth, keeps a lot of governmental organizations alive. It's just the way it is. I mean, do you really want somebody, if terrorism went away, like it did in the, 1950s and 60s, when it was not that big of a deal, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, I mean, it was somewhat there, but not enough to have the TSA, right? And have Homeland Security. Are you going to tell all of them, hey, your job's gone? I doubt people would want to do that in the first place. It's very rough saying, go find another job. But a lot of people profit off of fear. The more that you're afraid, the less you create, the less you build. You want to be building. I have fears every day. Every day. I have customers coming in. I have customers who cancel. I have customers who have issues. How I respond to all of that directly affects my business. And so if I were constantly afraid, which I was for a long time with my business, that everything was going to come crashing down, I wouldn't keep building. I'd find an excuse to go drink or go play games all day or to do whatever. But that is the point of fear, to paralyze you, to make you worthless, to make you stop doing stuff. And if you look back on other things that you were afraid of, if you look back on SARS and swine flu and H1N1, you look back on the Bermuda Triangle and nuclear war and all of that, how much of that actually happened? Pretty much 0.0000001% of people were affected by any of those viruses, and 0 on the nuclear side. There hasn't been a nuclear bomb detonated in a war since World War II, right? So, all that being said, what are you afraid of right now? I want you to, rather than say, no, I'm going to stop being afraid, I'm going to stop being afraid of this thing, I want you to do something, build something, create something. That is what will take you to the next level. All right, this is Dean Soto and Freedom in 5 Minutes. I've got to go watch my daughter's presentation, her speech for 4-H that she's giving, 2 of my daughters. And I will see you in the next Freedom in 5 Minutes podcast episode.
Thanks for listening to the Freedom in 5 Minutes podcast. Now, head over to www.freedomin5minutes.com and register for our free masterclass and discover how to start systemizing and automating your entire business 5 minutes at a time. We'll see you next time on the Freedom in 5 Minutes podcast.